Hello and welcome back to episode 22 of the Sports Dudes podcast. I am your host, Jonathan Gurley, alongside my co host and brother, Nick Mackey. And today we have a recap and thoughts of the 2024 Royal Rumble pay per view that the WWE had over this weekend. There were 4 matches on the card. The opening match was the Women's Royal Rumble. The second match of the night was the Fatal 4-Way match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, which had featured Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton. The third match of the night was the United States Champion Logan Paul taking on the challenger Kevin Owens. Getting that match in a second. That match, very weird. And Cody Rhodes, never mind, I spoiled it. Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble in the main event of the night. So let's first go match by match.
Okay.
So starting with the Women's Royal Rumble, Natalya was the number one entrant. That not much to say really about Natalya. Like she showed flashes of being still prominent in the ring last year, but she really has lost a step, in my opinion. I'm not saying she's a bad in-ring talent. It's just she's been wrestling a really long time, and yeah,
You just don't think she has it there.
yeah,
Like she's
yeah,
not what she used to be.
yeah. No, 1 second. I got schoolwork and everything. That kind of like mumbles your thoughts. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no. See, no. So Natalya lasted 20 minutes in the Rumble, and I thought it was a really weird thing that she, like Tegan Knox, who's been her partner recent weeks, came out. They hugged, and then Natalya tried eliminating her, but then Tegan eliminated her. It's like I didn't
Yeah.
really see the point of it if they were immediately going to be taking on the Kabuki Warriors this past Monday night on Raw. Like, and I don't know if there was any mention of it, but I feel like there wasn't any mention of the fact that these two just tried eliminating each other in the Royal Rumble not even 48 hours ago. So we're just
Yeah.
gonna kind of gloss over that. But the number two entrant of the night, we had our first return. Naomi returned to the WWE in a big fashion. She was the 25th woman eliminated in the Royal Rumble. She lasted an hour and 2 minutes, picking up 2 eliminations. A huge return for a fan favorite that had every right to leave the company. Her and Sasha Banks put their foot down, said, "You know what? You gave us these titles and you're not going to do anything with them. You know what? We don't need you guys." And they bet on themselves, and it paid off. Sasha Banks is the biggest free agent as of now in pro wrestling. I'd honestly put her bigger than Kazuchika Okada. I know Okada, the Rainmaker. He's New Japan Pro Wrestling's John Cena, but Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné is one of the best in-ring talents in the world right now, and in my opinion, any company that gets her would have a major benefit from getting a major star like that.
Yeah.
Somebody who can go out and put a banger match on with anybody. Anybody. But back to Naomi. She walked out, she went to Impact Wrestling, and she made herself a bigger star there. She made herself one of the most prominent names when her contract was up, and the WWE is to bring her back. And hey, it says unaffiliated right now, but I expect her to go to SmackDown. I think
Yeah.
Naomi's
SmackDown.
likely going. I think it's a good landing spot for her. Plus, I mean, that's where her husband is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing with that, we'll get to that in the men's rumble, but when we talk about Jimmy, but so we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So, the third entrant of the night was the Women's Royal Rumble winner. Bayley finally won the Royal Rumble. She lasted an hour and 3 minutes, breaking. I believe her and Naomi broke Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan's record last year.
I think theirs was like an hour and 1 minute.
Okay, yeah, because Liv and Rhea at the exact same time because they were entrants 1 and 2 last year. Um,
Yeah.
but Bayley 7 eliminations, putting her one behind Nia Jax for the most eliminations in this Royal Rumble. She looked dominant. We thought maybe they were going to do the storyline of Damage Control turning on her now. As we know, Dakota said on her Twitch stream today that she's not cleared yet. The only reason she didn't have her knee brace on Monday Night Raw was she said she left it at home.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. But I really thought maybe I thought maybe they were going to run that thing where Dakota comes in and eliminates Bayley.
Yeah. If your knee hurts that much, to be in a brace, you're not going to forget it at home.
Yeah. But no. And
Um,
then, but
I mean,
it was about time Bayley got her chance to be in the main event of WrestleMania and be where the four horsemen. She's the last of the four horsemen not to main event WrestleMania. Charlotte and Becky both did at WrestleMania 35 against Ronda Rousey, and then at the night one of WrestleMania 37, we had Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. And now with the recent things that have happened, I think we're very well looking at Bayley versus Io Sky main event of WrestleMania night one.
yeah, you think it's going to be Io?
Oh, I think so because they've been sowing the seeds for the past couple weeks on SmackDown. Like if you notice, ever since Kyrie came back to the WWE and her and Asuka joined Damage Control with Io, Bayley's kind of felt like the odd one out, and even Dakota is like involved in Damage Control, and like don't worry, they didn't say anything, but when the Kabuki Warriors took the titles from Caden and Katana on Friday, Bayley was trying to celebrate with them, but it was just all of them, coming together. Bayley was left out, and Io looked pissed backstage when Bayley won the Rumble. And if you look, Bayley was surprised when Asuka and Kyrie came in the match.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a matter in Io's reaction to Bayley saying she's going to make her pick this Friday for champion. I think it's going to be what people thought we might get with the Judgment Day, where there's going to be a power trip and they were going to kick either Finn or Damian out. I think that's actually what we're going to get.
Is for Bayley to say that she's going to pick Io?
I think they're gonna kick her out before she picks. That's my prediction. Because
Really?
it's gonna be a loaded show this week, and they're gonna do something big for that because I believe both champions are picking this week. Because right now the four big names we got Logan Paul's gonna be on SmackDown for sure. Bayley and Cody are gonna be there, and so is Roman Reigns.
Roman's going to be on the show? Wow. Can't
Yeah,
believe she's actually working the show.
I think they're gonna either I think it's gonna lead to Cody picking him, even though Seth's playing for him. The fourth entrant in the Women's Royal Rumble was Candice LeRae. She was eliminated by Bayley, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. She lasted 15 minutes.
Not too bad of a showing.
No, but then arguably the biggest surprise of the night was the number 5 entrant, TNA Knockout Women's Champion, Jordynne Grace, appearing. And this is the second time in 3 years we've seen the Knockout Women's Champion appear. But what was different about this one was when Mickie James made an appearance at the 2022 Royal Rumble, she was on only a verbal agreement contract, where Scott D'Amore would be like, hey, be at this show this week. Got it. She'd show up like that. Jordynne Grace is under a TNA contract. She is an active employee getting paid by TNA on a contract based deal.
Yeah. She didn't get any
And
eliminations, but she was in there for nearly 20 minutes.
she was in there for nearly 20 minutes. She had some great showings. besides what I've told you and shown you, I think that was your first exposure to Jordan Grace in the ring.
Yeah, she's a pretty massive human.
Oh no, she is huge. Her transformation since she became a wrestler is crazy. And her husband Jonathan Gresham are two of the most fit wrestlers in the industry. That
She's
is
married to
a
Jonathan Gresham.
yes.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not know that?
No.
Oh, yeah, no, they are. She had one of the coolest elimination spots of the night, where Bianca Belair KO'd her on the ring apron, knocking her out of the match. I thought it was a really good showing. I think it's really cool that the WWE went out and got one of the bigger stars, female stars on the independent scene, Jordan Grace. It brought attention to the Royal Rumble, and it brings attention to what's going on in TNA, because ever since Impact Wrestling switched back to TNA, I haven't missed a week so far. And we got Nick Nemeth and Mustafa Ali coming out. I mean, we on casual on Impact last Thursday, we got Nick Nemeth versus Nash Carter or Zachary
Yeah.
Wentz. Sorry,
Yeah.
you
Make
know,
sure you get it right.
like we are getting great matches every week, and in TNA is putting on some really good wrestling right now. And I recommend you guys watch it. Entrance after Jordan Grace, entrance 6 through 10 were Indy Hartwell, Asuka, Ivy Nile, Katana Chance, and Bianca Belair. Um, Ivy Nile and Katana Chance were both eliminated by Nia Jax, but Nile and Chance lasted 23 and 25 minutes respectively. Great showing for Katana Chance. This is her second Royal Rumble. Her last Rumble was in, I think, 2019 when she was Casey Catanzaro, and she had one of the better.
Yeah.
She had a Kofi Kingston esque Royal Rumble save. But I really liked the showing that Katana and Caden got. They spent a combined, if you take their times, I believe 36 minutes in the Royal Rumble, with Katana or Caden spending 11 minutes. Great, great showing. Uh, Obviously, Bianca Belair showed out. Asuka showed out. Uh, I think maybe people think maybe when Asuka and Kairi Sane were eliminated, when Kairi's feet touched the floor, that wasn't it. Was They were supposed to get eliminated, but it wasn't supposed to happen at that point. You can kind of see the camera catch Asuka being like saying to Bianca like eliminate me. Uh,
Yeah.
but Asuka and Bianca Belair are always going to show in the Royal Rumble, but I really like that showing of Ivy Nile and Katana Chance, two of the fastest rising stars in the Raw Women's division. Um,
Hmm.
then then entrance 11 through 15, you had Tegan Knox, Caden Carter, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Zia Lee. I want to highlight
Well,
Chelsea
that's
Green out of
12
this.
through 16.
Did I not say 11?
You said 11 through 15, and that's 12 through 16.
Sorry. Kairi Sane was the 11th entrant in the Women's Royal Rumble. Kairi Sane lasted about 5 minutes and was eliminated due to what people think was a botch, but I don't know. The Kabuki Warriors are always going to be impressive in the ring, no matter what they're doing, and just the
Yeah.
fact that Kairi Sane's back in the WWE is awesome. So but of that group, I really want to highlight Chelsea Green. She lasted all of 3 seconds last year,
Yeah.
and she upped that up, staying in. If you subtract the 3 seconds, she lasted 17 minutes and 29 seconds longer this year. Now, Chelsea Green, in my opinion, is a top 3 Triple H rehire.
Yeah.
Her character work, what she did with the women's tag titles, even though she didn't defend them, she still made them a relevant factor on WWE television.
Hmm.
She got really unlucky with the curse of the tag titles. When you get them, you get injured. What happened with Sonya Deville and the whole thing of her picking a new partner through a social media thing, she really showed out. She didn't pick up any eliminations. She was eliminated by Becky Lynch, but
Hmm.
uh, Chelsea
But
Green she's one of the best characters they got in the WWE now, and I'd like to see her stop taking as many losses as her and Piper Niven lost to Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler on Monday.
I think the best part of her being in there was her like constantly being beat down,
And then
like
Piper coming in for the save.
Piper trying to stop her from getting beat down, but
Mm-hmm.
then it wasn't working to the point where she was just
Uh huh.
like what was it? She was sandwiched between Piper and no, she was behind Piper as Nia Jax was like charging the corner
Uh
and
huh.
just getting beat up, and she got between Piper and Nia Jax at one point. It was just cool to see
You're
her.
lagging on my end.
Okay.
Okay, you're back now.
So
That
entrance
like
17.
whole that whole like that like whole thing like cut out. But I can like the parts I can make out. I understand like where it was like where the one where Nia was just like running into the corner. And we had that little like face off between Piper and Nia, like trying to protect.
Yeah.
It was like Piper was Chelsea's bodyguard, or sorry Chelsea P.
Yeah.
She just calls her Pete. Where
Um,
Piper never. But and also, now with Kevin Dunn gone, I want to talk about just how happy I am that Kevin Dunn is finally gone. And if you want to just know how bad Kevin Dunn was, look up the clip of Seth Rollins hitting Drew McIntyre with the chair from 2019, where the camera guy in the background is literally going like every time. That it just they're doing new things production wise. The cutaway transitions to commercial breaks for you back
yeah.
for the Kabuki Warriors, for CM Punk. They are amazing. The LA Knights got a great one. They are trying new things with production, and it is awesome and fitting. How all the where do you keep going,
What are you talking about?
dude? You keep like go. Your screen keeps going black, and then you come back.
Oh, I don't know.
I've been watching too much Supernatural.
Okay, but continue. Yeah. I've heard
Uh,
everything you're saying, so I don't know what's going on.
okay. Um, the but just the fact that all of a sudden Kevin Dunn leaves, and all of a sudden Samantha Irving's back to doing the Chelsea Green, which is one of the best intros in all of WWE. So yes, entrant what 17 through 20?
Yeah, it was Zelina Vega, Maxine Dupree, Nia Jackson, Shotzi.
Yes.
Um,
Uh, Maxine, she's still green in the ring.
yeah, I've seen like when I was watching that, I was like maybe there was just like a miscommunication about some of those moves, or like maybe she tried something that she shouldn't have, but like I was trying to figure out what went wrong there, you know.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, Zelina Vega had a good showing, 20 minutes. Uh, Zelina Vega is going to be a star in this company, and she's going to get her moment, as she keeps saying on Twitter. She's going to get her moment sooner rather than later. Um, Shotzi lasted 15 minutes. Good for her. It was a pretty good showing. And then Nia Jax lasted 20 minutes, eliminating 8 women. But we're going to bring back up Nia in a bit when we get to a later entrant. Them, entrant 21 through 26.
Yeah.
The man Becky Lynch, Alba Fire, Shayna Baszler, Valhalla slash R Truth. Are we going Valhalla slash R Truth? Are we counting R
Yeah.
Truth?
I'm
Okay,
counting
so
our
that
truth.
means so we're giving Nia 8 eliminations then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Valhalla slash R Truth, Michin Mia Yim, and Zoe Stark. So Becky Lynch lasted 20 minutes, getting eliminated by Naomi and Jade Cargill. She picked up 1 elimination. Becky Lynch is always going to shout in Women's Royal Rumble. She's always going to shout out just in general. One of the best in ring competitors in the WWE right now. Alba Fire showed out a bit in her 6 minutes she got. Shayna Baszler did pretty good, picking up 1 elimination. Valhalla was in the ring for 5 seconds, and I don't really remember it.
I remember our truth being there.
Yeah, I just remember R Truth for that and Michael Cole freaking out about the antlers.
Hmm. Yeah, like I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, why
Um.
do the antlers matter to you, Michael Cole?
Yeah.
But hey,
Then you had Michin Mia Yim, who continues to show out in the opportunities she's getting. She is one of the most underrated in-ring talents in the company. She is so unbelievably talented, and I'm glad that Mia Yim is getting featured more because when she gets the opportunity, she cooks. Her and Io were cooking a couple weeks ago on SmackDown in their women's title match. And then
mhm.
Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark lasted 9 minutes in the Royal Rumble, coming out at the entrant of 26, picking up an elimination. Zoe, the WWE's got something good on their hands with Zoe Stark. All I know is that Triple H has done an amazing job with her so far on the main roster. Are you ready to talk about the entrance 27 through through 30, which really picked up in this Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Number 27, we had the former NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez, who is facing Lyra Valkyria for the NXT Women's title this Sunday at Vengeance Day.
Mhm.
We had number 28 making her official WWE debut finally, Jade Cargill, the
Mhm.
biggest women's free agent signing of the year last year. The WWE picked her up in, I believe, September, and we had been waiting. When's Jade gonna come? Where's Jade gonna show up? When is she gonna be here? Because she's been at the performance center working. She's finally getting proper in ring training.
Ooh, take shots, little boy.
And then at 28, with her AEW presentation and everything, we hear a storm is upon us, and in comes Jade Cargill. And my goodness, did the WWE do an amazing job of making Jade Cargill feel like an immediate star. I would, I'm, you know me. Of the two of us, I'm the one that likes AEW. I'm the one that watched AEW Dynamite tonight on a Wednesday where they had good matches but no storytelling.
Well,
But
that's
but Jade, I'm sorry, I'll get to that point in a second. But Jade, what she felt like in the ring on Sunday, I I after she went on that run in the TBS title tournament where she beat Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho back to back to get the title. I never and then that point where she faced Ty Mello and I think Anna Jay to then Athena, I think was like really the only time like in AEW towards the end of her run where she like it felt like they were giving her an actual chance to prove that she was a star, even though they had one on their hands. But the WWE in the 11 minutes she was in the Royal Rumble made her feel like one of the biggest things in the company.
well, it's because of the fact that they mentioned when Nia Jax came into the Rumble, it took 7 people to eliminate her last year.
Yes,
And this year, they let Jade Cargill eliminate her by herself.
by herself. She picked her up in the ring and immediately slammed her. Then she gave her the punt kick and then she dropped her over the ropes. It was crazy. I mean, last year it took 7 people and a botched entrance to get rid of Nia Jax.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Like,
Yeah, we
before
were
the
there and
count.
all the countdown came and it's like it's at 5 and then all of a sudden, Nia Jax's old music plays.
Hmm.
Wow, what
So,
a time that was.
do we know for sure why there was such a big hiatus between the Royal Rumble and when she finally did show up?
Vince brought her back for the Royal Rumble because that was right as Vince forced his way in, and then yeah, it was just the last thing that Vince did before, um, the last thing that Vince did before he gave the company to TKO was bring back Nia Jax full time. Speaking of Vince, first off, POS, rest in hell, asshole. Sorry.
Dude, you can't say that kind of thing. Now I have to mark the episode as explicit.
When it comes to Vince McMahon, I think it's okay. We both know the awful person that he is.
Yeah. So
But speaking of him, Brian, listen to the Wrestling Observer newsletter today. Brian Alvarez actually thinks that Cody Rhodes was supposed to beat Roman Reigns last year. If you remember, Vince came back right around Mania again, and he believes that Vince used his creative power to override the decision to have Roman keep his title.
that would explain a lot
It
because there's
really
definitely
would.
like a it felt like okay, he's gonna beat him, he's gonna beat him, he's gonna beat him,
It
and then
felt
like
so flat after Solo hit the spike and then the spear. It just felt so flat.
yeah, like nobody really wanted to do it.
Yeah. Um, Back to the Royal Rumble. Then we had the number 29 entrant, and if you are a casual WWE fan tuning in and you saw this person make their entrant, you would have thought they would have been a main eventer for years. But it was Tiffy time at the Trop as Tiffany Stratton from NXT came in. She lasted 6 minutes. She eliminated one person. That was Roxanne Perez. She looked great in the match. She looked so good that there's actually potential rumors of her joining the Monday Night Raw roster very soon.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well,
and
I
it was
mean,
a
what do they have her doing in NXT right now? Isn't she
uh,
Fallon Henley's?
yeah, she's in a
Like,
feud with Fallon Henley right now.
I thought, I thought she lost the match, and so now she was Fallon Henley's like ranch
Yeah,
hand.
yeah, that's their feud and storyline they got right now.
Mm.
Um, but Tiffany Stratton's falling under that line of what's left for them to do in NXT. That's quickly gonna have names like Braun Breaker, Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez, and Carmelo Hayes, who I think will all be on the main roster by the end of this year.
I would agree.
Because I truly
I
think they're
don't
just
see.
keeping Carmelo down there for the Trick Williams feud.
Yeah, I feel like at Stand and Deliver, if like everything that they're teasing happens, I think
Mm-hmm.
after Stand and Deliver, he comes up to the main roster. I think he
Yeah.
shows up on the Raw after WrestleMania. Um,
Ooh, wouldn't that be awesome?
and I think I wouldn't be shocked if you could say the same for Tiffany Stratton and probably Roxanne Perez. They'll all three of them will probably have something to do, stand and deliver, and then show up that week after WrestleMania.
I don't think Braun makes it to stand and deliver.
You don't think so?
There's nothing left for him to do. And we already had the Nick Aldis thing on Monday of him getting a call from Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd also much rather see him go to Monday Night Raw and try and get the IC title, unless they plan on doing something with a name that we're going to bring up in a bit. But then after Tiffany Stratton came in, it was time for the big reveal at number 30. And everybody, oh, maybe is it going to be Mercedes Moné? Is it going to be AJ Lee? No, it was actually somebody who's just as big and important as them. No, this is not a biased opinion. Stop
It's
your
a little
laughing.
biased.
Stop
A little
laughing.
biased.
Stop laughing. The number 30 entrant in the Royal Rumble was Liv Morgan, returning from a shoulder injury, which Rhea Ripley took her out. Uh, Liv picked up 2 eliminations, and those eliminations were
Jade Cargill and Zoe Stark. In
Jade
case you couldn't
Cargill and
hear
Zoe
me.
Stark.
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I said.
Yes,
Good
Jade
enough.
Cargill and Zoe Stark. So she eliminated Jade Cargill. She was eliminated by Bayley. She came second place 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hopefully she either wins next year. Or she wins the Chamber this year.
So, a little bit for the people out there. Right after, I mean, like within 30 seconds of the Royal Rumble being over, I get a text from Jonathan that says next year's our year. I was like, thank God I'm not behind any, or I didn't like pause it.
I don't even think Bayley had pointed at the WrestleMania sign yet.
No, I'm pretty sure, like on my screen, Liv's feet hit the floor, and then my phone buzzed, and it was you saying next year's her year. And I was like, he had that one loaded on deck. Like he had pre typed it, I'm sure. Or he used voice to text. Like these are the
Dude,
things going through
it
your
was
head.
that. It was that. So you texted me no Mercedes, AJ, or Bliss at 8:13 after Liv came in.
Mhm.
So Liv lasted 6 minutes. So I texted you at 8:18 saying Liv next year.
Yeah. hmm It took me a second to type out that tweet, like that text message to you. And so you like as soon as her feet were on the floor, you were like, "Next year's her year."
Yeah, it's gonna
And
be, or she wins the chamber.
let me just put you let you guys know. Last year, when she came in second to Rhea Ripley, and we were walking back because we went to the Royal Rumble, Jonathan looks at me on the street as we're walking, and he goes, "Next year's her year, I swear." And I went, "Okay, bud, what do you want for dinner?" And he said, "I'm telling you right now, next year she's gonna win, and she's gonna face Rhea Ripley at the at WrestleMania because Rhea Ripley's gonna win." He was right about Rhea Ripley winning the title.
I'm manifesting it. She's still gonna face her women's elimination chamber. Liv is going to win the women's elimination chamber this year.
That's if they still have it. Who knows?
They're gonna do it,
I'm
dude,
making
dude,
your point.
dude. Right now, what is gonna be the main event of elimination chamber?
Obviously, Cody and Punk. I'm
Okay,
kidding.
too soon, too soon. Oh my gosh, you see the TikTok Drew McIntyre posted today?
hmm Yeah, time to
Tricep workout.
or rip some triceps or yeah.
Yeah. Um. The all I want to say about the second match, the Universal title match. Why are we doing these solo spots still? They were cool, but but
Why
like,
is he still coming out in a jacket?
we know it's you.
Yeah, it's not going to be anybody but you. I'm sorry, but Jay is taller than him, and let's just be honest.
The
Solo
bloodline
kind
ain't
of
even a thing anything anymore.
like when you don't wear pants and you're still wearing the trunks that say Solo on
And,
them.
and you're
The
the
jacket
only
doesn't
member,
do a lot.
and you're the only member of your family who wrestles barefoot.
Yeah, it's like he thinks the jacket just makes up for the fact that he's in board shorts and has his ankle taped, and he's still got his thumb taped. Who
All
could
I
it
know
be?
is they're
Oh my God, it's a
they,
mock. Oh wait, no.
they it's making Roman Reigns feel weak.
hmm
Though, who's going to take him out this year? Who's going to take him out so he doesn't do anything at WrestleMania?
Cody,
Nah, Randy's going to RKO him off the top of Lincoln
Randy.
Financial Field. He's going to RKO him off the top of Lincoln Financial Field.
That would be kind
Dude,
of insane.
because of course Ted DiBiase's facing 118 years in prison, so we can't get that legacy main event I was telling you about last year. Of course, Ted
Maybe.
DiBiase just has to go do insurance fraud. It literally, I was like, come on. For Roman Reigns, Randy Orton's gonna come back, and we're gonna get Legacy against Bloodline, SummerSlam. I told you it's gonna be the main event. Cody didn't win the title, and then Ted DiBiase did insurance fraud. It was a crazy timeline. Two
Yeah.
major things needed to happen. Cody Rhodes win the title, and Ted DiBiase Jr. not commit insurance fraud, and neither happened. Your Grace Randy didn't even come back till November, so dude, I struck out.
Yeah, you did.
Uh,
It's okay. You predicted something else, and I don't remember what. And
was it
yeah,
Punk?
no, it was something. I mean, so
I predict a
overall,
lot of stuff. I predict
you
a
do.
lot of stuff.
You talk out of your took us a lot.
I literally told when I was watching Monday Night Raw with Dad, and the Judgment Day came out, and Damian Priest said R-Truth come out. I told Dad they're gonna beat him up, and the Miz is gonna come out. And what do you know?
Wow. So overall, how would you? What would you think of the women's Royal Rumble?
I'm gonna give it a 9.7 out of 10.
All right, and So
I think it's the
obviously,
best
you
women's
said
Royal Rumble we've had.
I would agree. Obviously, you said match number two: Roman Reigns defeated AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton in the Fatal Four Way because of a solo interference, kind of, sort of.
No, no, Solo really didn't have an effect on the match. He stopped one of the guy, I think AJ, from winning it. But then he tried putting AJ through the barricade, and AJ moved, and Solo went and ran through it and just went. So yeah, um,
I mean,
Logan Paul defeated Kevin. Huh?
I'm getting kind of tired of the Roman Reigns. I realize that it's hard to like take the title off of him anytime that isn't WrestleMania because he's been the champion for so long.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I guess so. But he's held it for so long, dude. He's held it for so long. We were in the height of the pandemic when he won it. For
So
two extra bonus points, can you name the two wrestlers that were fighting in the title match that for he didn't sign the contract till the last second and like showed up at the end of the match? It was really weird. But can you name the two wrestlers that were fighting in that match at Payback? Yes, he won the title at Payback, by the way.
um, I almost say Brian Danielson and Edge, but that's who he
Nope.
defended against at WrestleMania.
Mania 37, right where he stacked him and pinned him. They
Uh,
were affiliated together when they first came into the WWE.
was it Dean?
Nope. They both were fired and rehired under Triple H.
I don't know.
Braun Strowman and the late Bray Wyatt.
Oh, I thought you meant affiliated with.
No, I
Um,
meant with each other. Meant with each other. Because I could have given you they were part of a family when they came up, but that would have given it away.
um. So yeah, the next match, number three, was Logan Paul defeated Kevin Owens by disqualification in the for the United States Championship. All I gotta say about that match really is that it was good. Both guys were able to really show, like, it was a good showing for Logan Paul.
Who
His
just
first
continues to
title
act like
defense.
who just continues to take this on this sport like it's nothing.
Yeah, but it was a little
Pisses me
frustrating.
off how good he is.
It was frustrating to see that the refs finally put on glasses and were able to see everything when it goes against Kevin Owens.
Uh huh.
When it when it's for Logan Paul, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because how I don't understand how he saw the um, brass knuckles when
He
they
saw the
were
brass
on the.
knuckles because when he picked up the when he had his arm pin, the ref was counting here, and when he looked up, he saw Monkeo's hand.
It's just frustrating.
Yep, yep. But then you got the men's Royal Rumble. Now the first entrant, the men's Royal Rumble, and the Iron Man of the men's Royal Rumble this year was main event Jay Uso.
Yeet.
Yes, and he gave a good yeet down in the Rumble, eliminating one person, which I believe, yes, it was JD McDonough, who he eliminated in 3 seconds. So JD McDonough lasted the least amount of time in any of the Royal Rumbles, and then we were starting off hot in the men's Royal Rumble because we had Jay Uso, and for the first time since Jay Uso quit the WWE early late August last year after SummerSlam, after his own brother turned on him in tribal combat,
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso and Jay Uso came face to face in a wrestling ring, as they're definitely 100% going to start their build up to their match at WrestleMania 40. And my goodness, just everything. Yeah. Everything about that interaction was just executed perfectly. Like everything, the reactions, how they acted, they couldn't have done that better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so obviously, entrant number 2 is Jimmy Uso. Entrant number 3 was the Dynamite from Down Under, Grayson Waller, who
Mm-hmm.
was eliminated by Carmelo Hayes. And then number 4 was our men's surprise of the night, as Andrade El Idolo came back to the WWE after about a three-year break, I think, in AEW,
Yeah.
where Tony Khan underutilized the heck out of him. And Andrade's back. He lasted 22 minutes in the Royal Rumble. He looked great. He signed a Monday Night Raw on Monday. I thought it was a great performance from Andrade. Thought he looked good.
He did. He looked good. He didn't eliminate anybody, but he was there. And
He was. He was. He's back in the WWE. It was awesome. Number 5, him entered the match. Him being Carmelo Hayes, future Royal Rumble winner, by the way. I just want to say, Carmelo Hayes, future main eventer in the WWE. Then entrance 6 through 10
we got
were good.
Shinsuke, Nakamura, Santos Escobar,
Santos Escobar. You have to say like Carlito did when he called him out. You're like, Santos Escobar.
Karrion Kross, Dirty Dominic Mysterio,
Yeah, you can't forget the dirty Dominic.
and Carlito.
What, are you going to be a deadbeat to him too?
He didn't even go to jail. He's only
Move
dirty because he
on.
didn't even show up.
Move on. You can't survive what he saw in the yard.
A Chihuahua? What? Like what?
Most
What did he
vicious
see that
chihuahua
day?
on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? That Chihuahua was still his boss.
Go ahead before Dominic appears in your door tonight.
And Carlito at number 10.
Yes, Caribbean Cool Carlito uh, eliminated one person, and that was Santos Escobar.
Santos.
They're still doing their little feud. Um, Dirty Dom eliminated one person, and that was Braun Breaker. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, very interesting. Forgot that Dom eliminated Braun. Wow. Okay. Um, yeah. I mean, all around pretty solid performances from Dom and Nakamura.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Entrance 11 through 15, we saw Big Bobby Lashley, Ludwig Kaiser, Austin Theory, the original leader of Bullet Club, Finn Balor. Obviously, he was Prince Devitt back then. And then the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble, entrant number 15, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. The son of Dusty Rhodes, son of a plumber, Cody Rhodes. Going back to back. The first person since, I believe, Stone Cold in 26 years ago.
Yeah, I think so. Stone
Uh,
Cold. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Yeah. Um, I really did not expect Cody Rhodes to win,
No,
honestly.
I thought he would be the second to last eliminated and the
Yeah,
winner
I
of the
thought
women's.
that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Uh, I'm looking it up right now. Who was the last person to win, Bay? Why isn't
It,
it?
it
So
was
it was Stone Cold.
it was Stone Cold in '99 or something.
Oh, 97, 98. I forgot they grouped them together. Dang, from 95, from 1995 to 1999, there were only three people to win Royal Rumbles. It was Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm. Vince McMahon.
But
All right. I think everybody had a 10 through or 11 through 15. Everybody had a acceptable showing.
mhm.
Everybody was in there and did what they needed to do. I heard somebody say that this Royal Rumble didn't advance any storylines, but that's not true because Bobby Lashley being eliminated by carrying
Karrion Cross.
Karrion Cross being eliminated by Bobby Lashley, and then Karrion Cross eliminating Bobby Lashley after that, after he's been taken out,
and the
and then
and then the
having
Street Profits coming
AOP
out
and them and AOP fighting all the way to the back just furthers that storyline.
with Ludwig's entrance happening too at that time was freaking hilarious. It was just Ludwig would have made a great Ken and Barbie.
Mm-hmm. He would have.
Um, but yeah, no, they advanced plenty of storylines in this. The Kofi Kingston getting eliminated by Gunter, um, R-Truth getting eliminated by Damian Priest. You know, it was really Sami Zayn getting eliminated by Drew Mac or Sami Zayn eliminating Drew McIntyre. No, wait, Sami Zayn was eliminated by Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm. And so 16 through 20, we had Big Bronson Reed. We had Kofi
I
Kingston.
wish the crowd would react for Bronson Reed. I'm sorry, dude's so talented. And the new entrance Tron they gave him on Monday was so cool. Come on, people love Bronson Reed. He's big Bronson Reed doing all this athletic stuff.
Um, we Kofi Kingston, Gunter. We had Ivar, and then Braun Breaker at 20.
Braun Breaker showed out, eliminating four people in 4 minutes. That crazy springboard spear where Ivar went into the springboard and then Braun Breaker speared him. Sorry, it was
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Gunther, 30 minutes. Just great. Not as great as he did was last year in the Rumble because he wasn't given as much time. Kofi Kingston did get an elimination, but only lasted 3 minutes, and we had no opportunity of him to do an awesome save for himself this year.
I think it's because he's getting a little bit older, so you can't rely on him to do those kind of saves.
Yeah, but my issue with that is like Kofi Kingston doing those saves is why Kofi Kingston's my favorite wrestler of all time, and why and Kofi Kingston's the reason I fell in love with wrestling.
Mm-hmm. I know
You
the whole
know,
chair hopping thing.
yeah, he did at the 2013 Royal Rumble, the pancakes at the 2014 Royal Rumble, the jumping from the desk at the 2015 Royal Rumble. I mean, all this stuff that Kofi Kingston did. Literally him getting thrown over the top rope and the Rosebuds catching him and putting him back in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea what the Rosebuds were, huh?
They were for Adam Rose. Thank you. Thank
You
you.
do listen when I ramble in the car.
Yes. Uh, so yeah, I mean, everybody had a good showing, in my opinion. Uh, even with 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, people made the best of what they could. I I mean, I understand. Entrant number 20 was supposed to be Brock Lesnar, or no, entrant 22 was supposed to be Brock Lesnar,
Mm-hmm.
and so they gave what Brock was supposed to do to Braun. Um, and I think he was able to fill that role really well. I
Hmm.
have read reports it could be a while before we see Brock back in the WWE with everything.
Doesn't doesn't shock me.
I mean, not that he was named or anything, but
It's not
we're
looking
not
good
here
for
to
him.
yeah, we're not here to spread disinformation or anything. So, yeah, 21 through 25 entrance, we had the return of Omos after
Homo
some time away.
sapiens, rise.
Uh, we had a weird Pat McAfee spot.
Okay, am I the only person that liked that?
I mean, I thought it was fine. I just thought it was weird. Like, why
Dude
waste a
didn't want to
spot
get
on him?
did he didn't want to get beat up by the Homo sapien and Braun Breaker. Plus, it opened up the door for him to come back full time. I love Pat McAfee. Yes, so Pat McAfee was eliminated and picked up an elimination. So technically, he has more eliminations than us in the Royal Rumble.
Yes, because he technically eliminated himself.
That's an elimination.
And you know what? He still wasn't in there for the shortest time because that goes to our next person, JD McDonough, coming in at 23 and being
Yes,
eliminated in 3 seconds.
by main event Jay Uso.
Jay Uso. 24, we have our truth's true entrance number.
What's
And
up?
25, we have The Miz.
Oh, Michael, the Miz. He's a character.
Yeah. What?
Sorry, the watching the Bucks Trailblazers game. It's Dame's return
Mm.
home to Portland, and the Guinness Zero alcohol or whatever it is commercial just played with the foam and the talking mouths.
Mm.
And I hadn't seen that in a long time, and I looked up and I just saw a bunch of talking foam on my TV. But yeah, no, the Miz, he was eliminated by Gunther, and he was about to eliminate Tom. I can't. Was it Tom or Nick? He was about to eliminate
I don't know. I want to go with Tom.
Tom. R-Truth then saved Tom from getting eliminated. So R-Truth technically did his job.
Mm-hmm. But then, entrant 26, Damian Priest came in and immediately hit our truth with an elbow and eliminated him.
Yes. Yes. Yes, he did. Now, entrant number 27. The man who I thought was going to win the Royal Rumble. The man who emphatically came back after a 10-year absence. The man who is wrestling his first match in 10 years in the WWE. The best in the
Televised.
world. Televised. The best in the world. The voice of the voiceless. The leader of the straight edge society. CM Punk. And by the way, WWE, if you're listening, never go back to Tampa. Never go back to Tampa. Never go back. Never, ever, ever put a WWE event in Tampa Bay ever again.
Yeah, how do you not react for CM Punk?
They reacted. How do you not do it's clobbering time? I yelled it so loudly. I didn't even know that nobody said it till a couple hours after the Rumble. Literally nobody. It's everywhere he's been. Punk hasn't had to say it's clobbering time because he just does this and then he does that to the crowd, and then everybody goes, "It's clobbering time." But you know what? They got 40,000 in the Trop, biggest crowd in history. Doesn't shock me. They could have gotten 15 fans in there. It'd have been the most they've ever had in history. But Punk came in. Punk lasted 21 minutes, eliminating two people. That was Drew McIntyre and um, I believe Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
I thought Punk was going to win the Rumble. I thought Punk was going to win the Rumble, and I don't want to talk about it too much before it makes me too sad. It's unfortunate he tore his dang tricep, and he's gonna miss WrestleMania. He's gonna miss the main event of WrestleMania 40, which he was gonna get.
hmm. Yeah, he got Dominic out and he got Drew out.
Then Drew took him out. That's gonna be an amazing feud for SummerSlam when um when
Comes
Punk comes
back.
back.
And then entrance 28, we had Ricochet.
I
Um,
I'm big Ricochet guy, so I'm okay with it. Even though he didn't eliminate anybody, he only lasted 5 minutes.
yeah, but that, like, how long do you really expect somebody coming in after 25 to really last? Um,
True.
I mean, I get it. CM Punk was almost in there for 30, 21 minutes he was in.
Uh huh.
Um, but I mean, half of that time had to be when it was just him and Cody.
Yeah.
Um, Finally, we got Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, 29 and 30.
Yes. Picking up their feud as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As
Drew.
Sami Zayn was taken out by Drew McIntyre a couple months ago on Monday Night Raw, and Sami Zayn came back. I liked him as entrant 30. People were like, "Oh, they only picked him because they didn't have any good for number 30, and they knew they weren't gonna boo Sami Zayn." I'm sorry, I liked it. It picks up that feud and it keeps that storyline going.
Yeah. And, yeah, Sammy was eliminated by Drew, but he was able to eliminate Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Pierce. Priest. Um,
And Damian Pierce is a running back for the Texans.
right. Overall, I think it was a pretty good men's Royal Rumble. It wasn't the best.
I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it was a good one. Definitely not like the best one I've ever seen, but not
You've
like
how many Rumbles have you seen?
I've gone back and watched a lot of them.
Okay, I was about to say because you've only seen the only ones I know you've watched with me were 2022, which I know where Brock won and Shane McMahon was in the Final Four. I love Shane McMahon, but he ain't Final Four Rumble worthy. And um, last year's,
Yes, well, I had to watch last year's because I was there with you.
yes,
Um, and so yeah, I mean, I still think the best one I've seen was last year, but that might just be because it's skewed because we were there in person.
mm, yeah,
Um, and we got to see obviously Bray Wyatt's last televised match.
hmm.
So, yep. You got anything else you'd need to add?
Please finish the story, Cody.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, I was a little shocked that we didn't get any. We had no legends come back,
I'm okay with that.
and like we had people come back, but there weren't. I was kind of expecting like maybe Bo Dallas to be in it, or maybe um, yeah, I don't know why people thought MJF was going to be in it. Like even if he wouldn't have torn, like
You never know where the devil's gonna show up.
mhm, you don't, I guess. All right. Well, that's all I got, bud.
That's all I got too. Thank you guys for listening. If you listen on Spotify, be sure to like and follow the podcast. And if you watch on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And we will see you next time for what should be a Super Bowl episode, or maybe another wrestling episode, maybe a baseball episode. We don't really know. Just gonna play it by ear, but definitely be on the lookout for a Super Bowl episode.
All right. Thank you.